Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energies for both the collective and the individual life path numbers for June 2022. Before we get into the forecast, I just want to let you know that for those of you who have been asking me to bring back the numerology one question readings, those are now available once again on my website if that's something that interests you. It's an opportunity for if you have a burning question that you just want a quick, concise response to. It's a great affordable option for that. So you can just book some time with me on my website. The information is in the description box below for that. I look forward to seeing you there. And of course, if you would like a more in-depth reading, those are also available, or a coaching session. Those are available as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the forecast. And of course, I will mention that this is a general reading. So again, if you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. All right, so June 2022 is a 12-3 universal cycle. And so typically the energy of the 3 brings with it this big explosive energy of creation, networking, social events, travel, recognition. However, with the strong influencing energy of the 12, we can feel that energy sort of muted slightly, and the focus shifts more towards reevaluation, changing, or sort of reversal of a creative endeavor or life experience. This can be a period of waiting, letting things take care of themselves now through surrender and acceptance without the need for force or control. So under this 12-3 energy, a change in perspective will serve us well, allowing the cycle to work for us rather than trying to overly dominate something. Observe, reflect, meditate, repeat. There is a lot of sort of serenity associated with this energy if we choose not to fight it. You may find that new information or clarity now brings reversals in what we thought we once fully knew. I'm actually facing this myself at the moment, so this is somewhat personal. You may need to make big compromises now on long-term goals or visions in order to fully appreciate and experience what is trying to come in for you right now. With this vibration, success is achieved through acceptance and understanding. The more flexible that we can be with long-term goals and expectations, the more fulfillment we will have within our current right now experience. So try not to fight these forces, but rather flow with them, and the results will be much more satisfying. Try to stay very present within the now and pay attention to sort of your mindset now. Are you self-sabotaging or supporting yourself on this journey? So staying within or coming back to the present moment and doing so often can assist us in seeing very clearly what is actually working and what isn't, what needs your attention right now and what doesn't, and what is a rational fear versus an irrational fear, and what needs to actually be overcome within this moment versus allowing something to unfold further in order to see how it actually plays out. So trips of any kind are very much supported under this energy, especially ones that are solely for enjoyment and exploration or rest and rejuvenation. This is a great time for vacations, both near and far. Ultimately, use this gift, this energy, as an opportunity to see things as they really are and not as they appear to be. Bring the conflicting polarities into some level of perspective now within your mind and create much more harmony within your environment by recognizing the reality of what you are actually currently working with and move from that space. This is a great cycle to pause and observe to gain greater clarity. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a closer, deeper look at each individual life path number for June. Life Path 22-4. I pulled an animal spirit card for you all, and you got Walrus Spirit. And so Walrus's message for you all for June is Remain vigilant about the current situation, pay attention to the signs, and let them assist you with your choices. So I do think that this month for you all is going to be a lot about kind of sitting back, paying attention, being the observer, seeing how things transpire, but being very vigilant, being very alert to whatever shows up, to again, whatever signs show up that take your attention. Follow your gut feeling when it comes to certain things, to people, that sort of thing. Before making some kind of a decision, especially if that decision has sort of long-term consequences, right? If it's a long-term commitment, you want to make sure that you, again, are sort of paying attention to the synchronicities, paying attention to the signs, the omens, whatever, to help to guide you, right? To use those as the guidepost and to follow your intuition. I think that's going to be really, really important for you all this month. And so, it may mean that you need to sort of be in the backdrop, be in the background, taking it all in, being the observer, and just really not necessarily having a lot of input or a lot of say until you feel ready, until you feel well informed, whether that's informed through your own inner knowing or, that coupled with, information or facts from the external as well. So I do think for you all, the month of June may hold energy around change of residence is very possible for some of you. Doing something with the home that changes it in some way, but relocation, a move, you may find out that you have to move because of work or something like that, or you get a new job or something, I don't know, or maybe you get a divorce or something like that, or you get married, and so your living circumstances change or your place of residence change. That's very possible as well. There's also this energy of sort of success after difficulty coming through, so some kind of justice being served, whether it turns out the way that you had anticipated that it would, it does feel like a relief. It feels like closure. It feels like whatever this is, there's some kind of justice being served where you are okay with the final judgment because it's giving you the closure that you've been wanting. So definitely some kind of success after a difficulty. So again, if you were working towards something and it's been very challenging or whatnot, I do feel like you're going to see the rewards of that effort. I do think that you'll see some kind of, again, success or validation or, monetary reward or whatever the case may be. But there's definitely that energy very present for 22s in June. I will also say, going back to sort of walrus energy and the energy that you all have sort of prevalent in June, make sure that you verify or double check or triple check documents, or have somebody else read them over, just to make sure that there's not something you're missing, especially again, if it's a long-term commitment or if you're signing your name to something that you're not 100% sure of, or if it all sounds too good to be true, or even if it doesn't sound too good to be true, just read the fine print and have somebody else read the fine print before you commit to whatever that is. Especially if there's any red flags internally for you. So if your gut is telling you, alarm, abort, then maybe you really need to listen to that and explore that further, or seek advice on that, on what to do, and then take that information and pay attention to it and then make your decision from there. So this is just a very slowing down kind of energy, which is very much aligned with the 12-3 collective energy. That's just saying take your time with making decisions, with weighing your options, with committing to anything. That's going to be really, really important for 22s this month. There could be some trials and tribulations that show up, just to sort of, again, bring your attention to maybe something that you overlooked, to assist you in maybe gaining some wisdom or expertise in an area that you didn't have it before. Sometimes challenges can do that for us. So they're oftentimes a blessing that can be meant to divert us into a different direction. That can be wonderful as well. It could also be legal trials. So you may find that you get jury duty, or maybe you're going to court for something. Again, it could be like divorce or something like that, or a custody battle or something like that. I do think that you'll see some kind of justice from that experience. Again, it may not turn out exactly as you had hoped it would or anticipated that it would, but I do think that you'll get closure, or at least see that that's forthcoming. Also, 22s, pay attention to your health this month. Just, nothing to be alarmed about, but just make sure that you're checking in with yourself holistically, body, mind, spirit. Just make sure that if there's anything or any, area in your life where you feel like out of balance, or you're facing challenges, that sort of thing, you may see if you do have like a health problem, this could be a beautiful month for sort of, again, that success after difficulty energy, where it's like you see, those ailments be cured, right? Or a cure come up, or some kind of relief from whatever that was. But I would also say pay attention to your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, all of those things this month, including your physical health, just to make sure that everything is lined up for you, feels good, is all in working order. And if there's any area that you're struggling with, then make sure that you get, you seek the appropriate medical advice for that, so that you can be up and running and doing well for the months that follow. So this energy is really, for 22s this month, is really going to be about slowing down, being vigilant, being the observer, maybe being in solitude as needed, to, again, sort of be in more receptive mode, and to maybe reevaluate some things, potentially change direction in some things. But this is more of a contemplation period. I think June for you all is not about taking big risks or taking big action. It's really about observing and contemplating about the direction you want to continue to move into, or move into in the future. So very powerful energy this month. I think, again, with Walrus energy, just pay attention to those signs, to the synchronicities. Don't try to force too much. Just really kind of go with the flow as much as possible. And I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised at where the energy takes you. Now, again, remember that it's always what we do with the energy that makes the difference. It can be there, but if we're not moving with it or working with it, then it's just there. So definitely take advantage of this sort of slower pace. I know that 22s often are usually at a quicker pace. It's a very ambitious energy. So use this to the best of your ability to really kind of get that rest and rejuvenation, and get everything synced up holistically, so that you are at your A game in the months that follow. All right, 22s, I hope it's a beautiful June for you all. Thank you all so much for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.